Welcome to your next module. So we're going to continue talking about volcanoes. So in the last, at least the online portion, and even in class, we were trying to focus more on the basics of volcanoes. So we wanted to make sure you understand how composition is tied to volcanoes. So those terms mafic, felsic, and araminate are important. And the compositions of the magma and lava kind of dictate what type of volcano you have. So that's kind of what we went through last week online and even in lab. We want you to make sure you understand the connection to plate tectonics. And now we want to focus a little more on the hazards. And so how we're going to do that is I'm going to have you visit or read through a couple different things. So what you'll see here in the lecture material is there's a PowerPoint, there's a link to a page, and a link to the book, the online book that we use occasionally. So how the PowerPoint's going to work and the little video that covers the PowerPoint, it's kind of a summary that's going to run through the different hazards, right? So I'm going to talk to you about the different hazards, briefly kind of associate those with some volcanoes. But then I want you to go to this USGS page to get a little more information about the types of hazards. Read through those, and then of course look at some of the information in a textbook, and then you can go ahead and take the lecture quiz. So just remember that, we care mostly about the composite, the stratovolcanoes, right? They're the most common. They're caused by subduction. Because there's a lot of subduction going on, there's a lot of volcanoes that are created this way, and they tend to be intermediate. That gives us our stratocones, our composites, and of course, they have a wide range of eruption styles from pretty mild to pretty devastating, right? So let me show you this really fast. So this is the link that you'll go to when you go to the USGS page here. And you can see that there's some hazards listed here. So I just want you to visit these pages here and read a little bit about each hazard, right? So you can read a little bit about this, just this first page here, right? And then what's a lahar, gases, these kind of things. So you're just going to go through those to get some more information about the hazards before you go ahead and take the lecture quiz. And there's a few extra videos. So I grabbed some additional YouTube videos, and they're just illustrating some of the hazards that's described in, the USGS page readings and in the PowerPoint and video that you're going to go through. So there's pyroclastic flows, lahars, and if you don't know what these terms are, you'll certainly learn them this week. But visualization is usually helpful, so hopefully as you look through those, you can get an idea of what those are. For your article, we're going to investigate a little bit about Yellowstone. And so yes, Yellowstone is one of those superfelsic ones called a caldera type eruption. Yes, it's referred to as a supervolcano sometimes because it has the potential to erupt extremely violently. It's not super common that it erupts, and it can erupt in a smaller way. There's evidence, of course, of very large eruptions in the geologic past, but you don't have to lose any sleep over it, I don't think. But you're going to go ahead and learn a little bit about it and take the lecture quiz, the article quiz. And then finally, for the homework, you're just going to go to the homework page here. Let me preview it for you. And basically, I'm going to have you go to a few places. This is going to take you back to the USGS site, but specifically about Mount Rainier. And you can read some information about that on the main pages. And then you can answer the questions that are posed in the homework here. So it's telling you where to go in a couple places, right? Go to the hazards tab and read, and that's where you'll get this information, right? And then when you go to down here, you're going to go to learn a little bit about a place in Washington that's very close to Mount Rainier and why it might be a problem if you live there. And so that's how you're going to go through here. And then you're going to learn about Mount St. Helens. You just click here. It'll take you to that page and read about that. So that's how you're going to go through the homework. And then for lab this week, I'm not sure exactly, we're probably going to watch at least some clips, if not a portion of a video, so that we can kind of see some of these hazards and talk a little bit about them. And then maybe a little activity about Yellowstone. And of course, we'll review this content in class too. But if you're working on this content and you have some questions that you want to ask me, please don't hesitate to reach out. And otherwise, then of course, you see me on Wednesday, so you can go ahead and do that. And I can help you out with whatever questions you have.